This video is going to kind of talk about persuasion and argumentation, but it's here for this quiz, the argumentative essay models and phrases. So go ahead and click it and open it up if you haven't already. And then you can click on here and open the document within the window, or you can download it by clicking here, which I've already done. So I'm going to open it. So we're going to be writing argumentation or argumentative essays. And what that means is, to me, persuasion is, again, I want to persuade you, but I'm not going to bring in the opposing side. So persuasion is everything we write. Argumentation is when we bring in the other side. Doesn't mean we're going to down them or put, say or swear or scream or yell at them. We're going to bring in the opposing view. And sometimes we may have to concede and say, they are better, or they have a better viewpoint. Or, for instance, maybe we're doing a thing about Verizon is better than AT&T. So maybe Verizon is your pro, AT&T is your con, but we'll have to bring in some information. We'll have to oppose. What does the opposing side think? Obviously, AT&T may have some better. Maybe AT&T is cheaper than Verizon, so that could be a good point for AT&T, but we don't want to try to hide that. So let's take a look here. Here are ways you can set up an argumentation, an essay. So model A, you could do it this way. So let's stay with the theme of Verizon and AT&T. So if Verizon is my pro, if we chose to use model A, we'd give the thesis statement in the introductory paragraph, and then pro, I'd give my argument why I chose Verizon, number 1, number 2, number 3, and then the counter argument will come in, and we'll talk about, well, however, there are others who think that AT&T is better than Verizon, and then we would give their evidence, and then we would refute it. Refuting or refutation is just bringing it back, spinning it back to your side, making Verizon in this case, which is my pro, sound better, okay? And then the conclusion paragraph. I'm going to go over this in more depth, so just keep going with me. So you can do model A, B, C, or D. So model B would be introduction with thesis. Now you're going to start with the counter and then go with your pro. Sometimes people like to do this because you want to bring in, let's say, AT&T, talk about them, and then end on the strong points of Verizon. Here, some students find this one. I kind of like this one too, especially if it matches, and I'll show you what I mean. Introductory, set the stage, thesis statement, then the next paragraph, these body paragraph 1, 2, and 3. Counter, some people believe AT&T, refute, okay, so maybe AT&T is cheaper, and then we could refute and say, yes, AT&T may be cheaper, but Verizon has more towers. So although AT&T is cheaper, Verizon, you're paying for those extra towers. You can get coverage everywhere you are. So that would be counter, and then counter, refute, counter, refute. So give the con, spin back to your pro. Give the con, spin back to your pro. Give the con, spin back to your pro, and then the conclusion paragraph. And then you can do model D. So when you're writing your essays for me, you're going to have to choose a model and then follow that. Okay. In the real world, do you have to follow these models? No, you can do whatever you want. However, I write pretty well, and I'm an English professor, and I still follow these models. So obviously, if you're writing your research essay, if you choose model A, you may have pro argument 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then continue. It's okay to add to these. That's okay. All right. So the main point here is you want to give your pro, and then since it's argumentation, you're going to bring in the other side. You're opposing the con. So, and how are we going to do that? So you're going to start by introducing the opposing argument. Number 2, you're going to give evidence for the opposition. So here, I could say it is often argued that AT&T is better than Verizon. So I'm saying to you, I'm giving my con, AT&T, giving evidence. So give my point, give the evidence. AT&T is cheaper. Ways I can start this, I could say, admittedly, AT&T is cheaper than Verizon. Then you're going to counter that or refute, which means you're going to come back. You're going to spin back. And you can say, however, just because AT&T is cheaper, it doesn't mean that it's better, because Verizon has more cell towers. And then part 4, introduce a conclusion. Therefore, overall, whatever you want to use, Verizon is still the better choice, even though it's a little more expensive. That's what you have to do. Here's an example of what I've done using Angela and Lee. So, and this is what your discussion board post will look like for me. And when you oppose and refute in your essays, I want you to set it up like this. I don't care if you use the bold. I just really want these done this way. So for your discussion board post, it would look like this. Okay, heading, opposing, whatever the title is. You guys are doing one. Well, it doesn't matter. Just follow your topic. So opposing views may claim that Lee is a better author than Angelou. So opposing views. So we know by opposing views may claim that Lee. Well, take a look. Lee would be my con. Who do I think is the better author? Angelou. She's my pro. Okay. And then here, admittedly, Lee has won more literary awards than Angelou. Okay. I have to concede this. This is kind of like when I said, you know what, I have to concede, or I have to let you know that AT&T is cheaper. And now I have to let you know that Lee has won more literary awards than Angelou. So I'm conceding. But then I'm going to spin it back to myself. Clearly, Lee has won more literary awards than Angelou. However, Angelou has won the most highly coveted literary award, and Lee has not. So again, look at this. Highlight opposing views. Admittedly, these are the keywords coming from up here. And then let's conclusion. It is evident that Lee has won more literary awards than Angelou. Ultimately is one of my key phrases here, one of my key words from part 4, and I am in part 4. Lee's literary awards, thus making Angelou as the better author. So this would be my opposing paragraph, and if I chose to do model A, this paragraph would be 1, 2, 3, 4. It would be, well, intro's not. So 1, 2, 3, it would be the 4th body paragraph. Don't count the intro paragraph as a body paragraph. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This would be my body paragraph 4. And I want you guys to set these up like this. So when you're writing your research essay, it should look like this. If you have 3 paragraphs where you're opposing and refuting, let's say you chose to do this, your essay would look like 1, 2, 3. You would do this 3 times. And I'm okay with that. Again, in the real world, would you put part 1, part 2, part 3? No. But right now, I just want you to have training wheels. And then when you're out on your own, take them off. You don't need them. However, I can tell you, and I'm not an ego person, I did really well in college. And my writing was always, the teachers complimented how organized I was. And then, of course, you want to have your work cited. So here, Angelou and Lee, I have 2. If you only have 1, it would be work cited, singular. Okay, so again, persuasion. Everything we write is persuasion. The difference to me, in a nutshell, between persuasion and argumentation is argumentation, you're bringing in the opposing views. In other types of persuasive writing, you don't bring in the opposing. Okay, so the sky is blue, here's the facts. You're not going to bring in an opposing. And then choose one of these models to help you out. And this is how you would set the counter argument and refutation. I just like to say refuting by using part 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, everybody, watch this again. Make a copy of this document and keep it next to you because you're going to need it for some discussion boards and for the essays. Okay, take care. Thank you.